someday, I hope to have more because I'm really busy. I'd like to pursue what I won't start in. Art. I love photography and graphic design and video and really just that level of creativity. And I don't have much of an opportunity to do that, but I influence it a lot because with my website, I get involved in all the design elements. That's a good question. But if you're faced right now, I would encourage you to try to pick one to focus on. It's hard to do a lot of things really well when you start because you don't have a group of people that can do all the things you don't want to do right now. You do like that. Does anyone else have? Oh wait, before that would really be a good segue to the video because one of the things that I was trying to figure out is, with SCOTTeVEST, last year I was trying to determine, what does SCOTTeVEST represent? I stuck on this, this concept of freedom, not in the big fashion of freedom and, like life or death freedom, but, it frees you, it enables you to carry all your stuff and get on your day. And, when a big brand wants to pick up a big, powerful, idea of what it takes to, empower people, it was freedom. But then it got bigger than that. And I started asking a bunch of people what freedom means to them and at different stages of their lives. And one of the most impactful conversations was talking to a college kid. They just graduated and they're like, I said, what's your definition of freedom? And he said, when I graduate college, that's when I'm free because for 20 years, I've been following someone else's lead and doing what I'm told to do, and it's just, it's bondage. I mean, to that person. So there are various parts. So in my life, I did this self-exploration and tried to think of what freedom meant to me, and if I can somehow, with a little help from Leslie, get to that next video. So I created this video about what my freedom was. Page 2. Figure it out. There's page 2. There's page 3, and we're going to let it buffer first so we don't hold on. So I was free when I was born, when I took my first steps, when I learned to swim and ride my bike, my first kiss, first car, and my first love. I was free when my mom said, I love you, and the day I finished grade school, then high school, then college. Should I pause it here? Hold on. Yeah. Mouse is all right. Here, let's start over. Ready? Yes. Here we go. What is freedom? I was free when I was born, when I took my first steps, when I learned to swim and ride my bike, my first kiss, first car, and my first love. I was free when my mom said, I love you. And the day I finished grade school, then high school, then college, but she was gone by the time I graduated law school. I was free when my father died, and I no longer had to prove myself to anyone. I was free when I first met Laura, and the day she said I do. When Kelly joined the family, then Lucy, Chloe, Margot, and Susan. I quit when we moved from the city to Sun Valley, Idaho, and I sold my first scouting magazine. The day I told the Sharks they were out.
You were out from the moment you sat down, so you're no loss. Kevin, you're out. You're out. I don't need you.
I was free the day I was inspired to dig deeper. Finally. I'm free when I hit 150 miles an hour on the track, when I hike, when I ski, when I fly, when I play, when I travel, and when I come home. Especially when I come home. I am free because I make the time to do the things I want to do. I'm Scott Short. Time is my freedom.
But enough about me. What's your freedom?
Start the conversation. Ask someone what freedom means to them. Share your story at #ForFreedom. Read about how I found my freedom in my new book, Pocket. So, find the time to do the things you want to do. And, that's how I found my freedom. And if I had continued on the path of being a lawyer, and as I was working for a large firm, I wouldn't be able to find the time to do the things I want to do. Coming years, what I want to do, so I'll find the time to do it. That's my freedom. Sorry, there was another question before I interrupted with the video.
I do believe we have probably 3 or 4 minutes.
Okay.
We'll try to get maybe a couple more in.
Okay.
What was one of the toughest obstacles that you had to overcome on your path to success, and how?
Learning how to manage other people. Fundamentally, making that shift from entrepreneur, where you do everything yourself, you hire some things out to bring more people on, creating the corporate culture, recognizing that you've got to bring people on in jobs that inspire them and make them feel excited about what they're doing, and also giving them time to do the things they want to do as well, and creating that corporate culture. I've failed miserably for several years trying to understand that. And fundamentally, I just thought that everyone was wired precisely the way I was wired. Just get it done. There's something to do. You just keep doing it. No, everyone. You're all little computers that have different brains that work differently, and I got to figure them all out. And to be patient and understand. So yeah, that's an easy question. But you can read so many management books about it, but until you learn it for yourself, the best way to learn something that's hot is touch it, and then, in my case, touch it again and again and again, and then figure it out. All right, I think we have time for one more question, and then.
Yes.
Or, I'll be around after.
Take one more.
Oh, there you go.
I'm just wondering, you mentioned that passion is really important. I'm just wondering, sometimes when you continue failing doing something, you may need to rebuild your passion. How do you do that?
Well, I started a tradition, when I started the company about 5 years in, I would take all the senior executives to a retreat, and we would unplug. All of us would sit around by myself, because there was only other than my wife. So you have to unplug and rebuild your passion, get excited about it again. You can't just be on that treadmill all the time and move forward. You have some afternoons I will unplug and not answer email. It's not often, but just know that human beings need a break from things in order to come back more energized, and it applies to everything. It's part of learning about your question, learning about people, and most people need that more often than I do, and it's understanding that Jack needs it more, and then who needs it more, and how do you give it to them, and but it's important. I don't think sometimes I get bummed out, sometimes I hit stumbling blocks, and this is for me as the leader of my company and the face of my brand. I recognize that my passion is the high watermark of my company. That if someone realizes that I'm having a bad day, guess what? Everyone in my organization has a bad day, or it's possible that it will influence them. So I have to remove myself when that happens, and then move forward. So let me close by saying I'm involved in some little talks here, but we're hiring people at SCOTTeVEST. So we hire people that can get stuff done. I don't care what your background is, business or otherwise. If you have an ability to make a list and be responsible for checking it off and managing other people, and then there's opportunities. We live in the middle of nowhere in Idaho, but it is gorgeous. Sun Valley, Idaho, ski mountain and ski resort. So if you or your friends are looking for an adventure, please get in touch with us. So, thank you very much.